Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Life of Barney, a show about barbecue, dad life, and backyard life. Real life as it happens. And today, we're going to be making some pulled chicken using chicken legs on the Weber Smokey Mountain. I'm expecting it to be a pretty short cook, maybe about 2 and a bit hours total, and it should be shreddable. Let's find out. Roll the intro. Weber Smokey Mountain is already lit, and I'm just waiting for the charcoal to get hot enough where I can close everything up. Going to be doing direct heat this time, so there is no water pan between the lower grill and the charcoal. It's going to be fantastic. Going to use this to shred and make chicken tacos. Today is the meal prep day. The chicken tacos will be happening in a few days. Looking forward to it, but we have to go inside and start getting the chicken ready. So why don't you guys come on inside? I'll meet you in there. Welcome back. Here's our chicken leg. You can see the thigh and the actual drumstick itself. I love that the skin is on it, but I'm just thinking, because I didn't marinate these, I know that any seasoning I put on it is only going to coat the skin and not the actual meat. And although the smoke will permeate through the skin and get into the meat, the seasoning won't go through the skin. And because I'm making shredded chicken for tacos, I'm not using the skin at all. It will all be coming off. I think what I'm going to do is remove the skin so that I can season the meat thoroughly. There we go. 4 down, only 8 more to go. Today, we're going to be seasoning them with Average Dad's Everything Chicken Rub. This stuff is fantastic. I've used quite a bit of it already. It just got a hint of sweetness and a lot of savory spices seasoning. These guys are doing a good job. Check them out, Average Dad's Barbecue. I'm not sponsored by them, but I love standing behind products that I enjoy and I believe in. I love this stuff. Here we go, another sunny day. I have way overshot my temp on the Weber Smokey Mountain. We're up to 400 degrees or so. I'm aiming for 250. So I have all the vents almost shut down completely, which will tank the temperature. Won't take very long, but I have to be quick in getting the chicken on. All you guys know, you pro beginner dads and moms too, you know what happens when you open the lid on the Weber Smokey Mountain. You guys know what happens when you open the lid on the Weber Smokey Mountain. All that extra oxygen is going to jack the heat up more than it already is. There we go. And then we'd be really in trouble, because you can reach a point with this smoker that it doesn't matter how much you shut the vents down. It'll take too long to cool off. There we go. Let's lit it real quick. I do not want that temperature spiking. Whew. It's a bright one. Now, listen. With all the vents closed, it's just crawling back up. It's about 310 right now. I just put the chicken on a few minutes ago. I'm going to hang out maybe another 10 minutes and just keep an eye on the temperature. I do not want it to drop too quickly, because then it takes too long to bring the temperature back up. And I've just been waiting a little bit of time before I walk away and run some errands and leave it alone. It looks like we're sitting around 310. I'll probably wait another 10 minutes or so just to make sure it's slowly dropping, and I'll open the top vent maybe a quarter of the way just so the temperature doesn't tank. It's really hard to bring the temperature back up fast enough if you have everything closed up and really cut off that oxygen supply. I'll check in with you guys in a little bit. The goal here is at around the 1 hour mark. I'm just going to check the temp just to see how they're progressing, but I will probably bring out some tinfoil trays and put all the chicken in tinfoil trays with some broth and other seasonings and start to braise them until they hit around 200 degrees, which is that, that pullable, shreddable point. All right, I'll check in with you guys soon. Stick around. Welcome back, guys. Thanks for sticking around. Let's have a viewing. We're just over 1 hour. We have settled at 250 Fahrenheit. How's it looking in here? Oh, yeah. That looks fantastic. I can see some moistures coming out of them now on the top. The bottom looks amazing. It's hard to see from this angle, but a lot of the fat and oils have been melting down onto the chicken legs below. And then, of course, the smell is incredible because the lower rack is melting directly onto the hot coals, which gives you that amazing char, delicious, smoky smell. We're going to do a temp check and see how they're progressing. $150. Yeah, 150. Okay. And I can only imagine the ones below are a little bit warmer because they're closer to the coals. But I'd say it's time to get these into a braising liquid for the second hour and get them up to around 200 degrees. Now for this step, it's really quite simple. The moment we put the chicken into a braising liquid, some of this seasoning is going to, I guess you could say, rinse off. Not all of it, a little bit. So we are going to heavily season the braising liquid so that when the chicken continues to cook, it's going to absorb more of the flavor all the way through the meat. The other thing is, when we fill these pans, we don't want to fill them all the way, only maybe half, because I don't want the chicken fully submerged. In that case, we would just be boiling the chicken. I don't want boiled chicken. I want braised chicken. So we want a little bit under the liquid, a little bit out of the liquid, and when we wrap it in some aluminum foil, it's going to create a little barrier of steam on the top, which will cook from the top and in the liquid itself. Best of both worlds for braising. Let's get to it. There we go. Load that up there. Because with 12 chicken legs, there's not enough space in the pans to have all of them half submerged. So I actually have one, I think it had 4 or 5. I'd have to go back in the footage and look. And then the other one has the remaining 6 or 7, or 7 or 8 in there to make up the 12. So I wrapped the one that's loaded extra tight to try and keep as much of the steam in there as possible. We'll check on these in about an hour. They were sitting around the 155 mark when we looked, but then there was another 15 or so minutes before you and I even came back out here to look at them. So they're probably up around 160, maybe getting close to 165, which is the safe cooking temperature. You can take them off and eat them, but I need them shreddable. So we have to get up to that magic 200 number where the meat fibers start to break down and we can pull it. I'll check in with you guys soon. Don't go anywhere. And hit that like button while you're at it. I'll see you guys soon. Well, guys, your boy Barney screwed up. You remember earlier when I said I closed down the vents to help the temperature come down? I forgot to open them back up. I just came home from running an errand or two. And the temperature had dropped to about 200 degrees. Now, I temp probed the chicken, and it's nice and juicy and super tender. The problem is, I have no way of knowing if it actually came up to 165 degrees internal temperature. I can't serve this. I have to now get the Weber Smokey Mountain up to a much warmer temperature and get all that liquid warmed up. The liquid was only sitting at about 130 degrees Fahrenheit when I put the probe in it. So I've had to take the lid off. I just put it back on. And warmed it up. We're going to close up the front door, let that temperature shoot up, let the chicken come up to 165, and as soon as I hit 165, I'm taking it off. Fortunately, with the magic of YouTube, you guys don't have to stick around and wait long and long and long until the chicken comes up to that temp. So I will see you guys in a split second, but for me, it's going to be much longer. What should have taken about 2 hours and 15 minutes or so, and maybe it did, but I'll never know, was 4 and a bit hours total time with the screw up. Fortunately, with the Weber Smokey Mountain, when you open all the vents, take the lid off, and open that front door, the temperature can skyrocket if you leave it open for a few minutes. Would you like a free sample? Okay. Let's see how it pulls. Sorry, I'm a little awkward. I'm standing next to the camera. Oh, yeah. Look at that, guys. Oh, wow. My son is excited. Would you like a free sample? Can you say yes, please? Excuse me. Excuse me. Use your manners. What do we say? Please. Guys, that's fantastic. It just peels right off the bone. This is great. Now listen, I'm pretty much at the end of my time for today. Let me just turn you guys around actually so I can look at you. Hang on a sec. I do want to say that I'm glad that I can show you it doesn't always work out exactly as planned, but what I'm thankful for is it still turned out all right when it came off. That's the thing about barbecue, and all you pro beginners here with me know, you have to roll with it. And you just hope that you're not calling the pizza place at the end of the night, that you're still eating delicious barbecue. So listen, you just stick with it and be a little creative and understand that in some cases, things aren't going to go exactly how you planned. I'm just glad it wasn't a brisket going overnight and I woke up to no charcoal in the smoker in the morning. That would have been a total disaster. All right, time's getting on, so I'm gonna end the video here. You saw how nicely that pulled. Now, it's gonna take a bit of time to pull all the meat off the bones into a big pile. I have a separate tin to do that in, which makes it a lot easier. I'm going to keep maybe half of all of the liquid. Oh, are you all right, buddy? I'm gonna keep about half of all the liquid. Let everything cool right down, because then the fats and the oils in all the liquid and in the chicken is going to congeal. Why do I want that? Because it's all going into a Ziploc bag and getting frozen and taking on our trip with us to have for dinner in a few days to make pulled chicken tacos. All right, so I'm not going to do all that right now. I'd be making videos, you know, hours from now, and as you can see, dinner time's looming around the corner. Thank you very much for watching. If you made it this far, you may as well subscribe. I really appreciate all the comments and interactions in the videos, guys. Keep it up. It's really encouraging. I think I'm at 717 subscribers now, and if you're not one of them, why don't you slap the button? It means a lot. Thanks a lot for watching, and don't tell my parents I was smoking in the backyard. See you in the next one.